Welcome to another episode of Void City Reviews. I am Toast.
I am Dan.
And today we're looking at the Avatar. This is Zuko.
That's McFarlane Toys.
Yes, this is McFarlane Toys. This is the 7-inch Zuko. They have not done many 7-inch. There's been a couple of Aangs and I think 2 Zukos. This is obviously Angry Face.
So there are 2 versions of Zuko?
I want to say, I think there's another face.
I'll look that up and see if there is.
Yeah, look that up.
Because all I ever see in stores are Aang and Zuko. And that's...
He has done more, well, as far as 7-inch goes.
Yeah, the 7-inch ones.
It only is Aang and Zuko.
Yeah.
He's done more 5-inch, I hope.
And there's like a 12-inch Aang balancing on the ball of air.
Neither one of us.
It's like a statue, but we don't really do those. So.
Neither one of us care about 12 or 5.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and I see the 5-inch ones all the time. But
I saw those recently on the road trip we took to FIE. I think that was the first time I saw the 5-inch figures, and I was surprised by just how small those were. Because I was hoping that I could maybe take a 5-inch figure, squeeze it into a 7-inch line as a child, and I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, because it's like a child in a 5-inch scale, so it's like even smaller. They're tiny.
It is a very small figure. But I did get this in one of the GameStop sales. I am, I guess, a bargain hunter. So he went on sale, and I'm like, I do like Zuko. He had a great arc in the series.
He did.
And the figure looks pretty badass. I knew that you weren't going to be getting it. So I'm like, this is the only way. Shock and Awe is not going to do it. You're not going to do it. If I want to look at this, I'm going to have to buy it myself.
Well, there you go.
And surprisingly, he's awesome.
Yeah,
Maybe it shouldn't be surprising.
No, it looks great. It was a great show, and I've always thought the figure looked great. I don't know. I'm worried by the fact that these have been out for quite a while now. Yet there has been no announcement of any new ones in the 7-inch line, at least that I have seen, and they've been announcing figures left and right lately.
Yeah, Todd's been announcing a bunch of stuff and new licenses. I can't remember which one he picked up most recently, but I'm like, I don't know.
There's some like Netflix anime cartoons.
Yeah.
And I have not been a fan of most of those figures, how they look. There's like 7 Deadly Sins, I think, figures. Which there's like that little kid with the banana hair. There's the giant buff guy who has like a 12-pack instead of a 6-pack.
Which we both bought for customizing.
Oh, yes. He will be...
Neither one of us care about that show.
No, but we care about the awesome parts that the figures come with.
Yep. So I got this figure. I liked the character in Avatar, the original series, and I like the figure too. It's really great. I hope Todd continues the line. I would, in a second, pre-order Iroh. But Toph I want.
Me. Yeah, definitely Toph. I mean, you need the whole crew. Everybody.
Well, I'm not getting Aang, which might be surprising. But Aang he's fine, but he's not my favorite. I might take an adult Aang from Korra. But so far, he hasn't even announced Korra figures, and I'm like, there's some great character designs in there, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to open a can of worms here and say that I feel the same way about Korra that I do the sequel Star Wars trilogy, which is they were great characters in a bad story.
You don't want to get me talking about Star Wars sequels. Garbage. Especially that last one. Holy God.
Really all 3. Oh, and his sister. His sister needs a figure.
Oh, they all, like I said, they all do.
Yeah.
They all do.
They do. But he is great.
Yeah, the detail on this figure is what I like the most about it. Like, there's all this sculpted, the textures, every single fabric has a texture, all the edges have textures. Like, it's...
I think if you wanted to do customizing, you could maybe get away with putting a new Damien head. So is it Infinite Frontier or...
Yeah, it's Infinite. I think it's Infinite Frontier, Damien. Or there's the unmasked version that's coming as well. Throw something like that on there.
That's the only thing I wish is if he had a more neutral face. He does come with a fire effect. He comes with 2 of these. And the larger one that we were showing off earlier. Which is nice.
Yeah, that thing's pretty cool.
The yellow to orange transition is really well done, and it just slides over his forearm. I did pop the wrist off just to slide it on more easily.
Yeah, that's really nice.
He's got two of these. I think you could maybe pull off a what's his face? His father, Ozine, with a flight stand, and then have these pointing backwards like.
Oh, that'd be cool. Coming out of his feet
like jets.
Or it's out of his hands.
Yeah, like repulsors.
Yeah, like Iron Man. But yeah, he would make a really good custom Damien. That'd be pretty awesome.
I'm saying he's a great figure, and I hope Todd continues this line. Because we looked also on that road trip, we saw the Diamond Select Toph, and we're frightened at her head.
Oh my goodness, that figure was... Oh my goodness. That head was huge. My first question to Toast, I'm like, do you remember Toph having his giant, like, Counselor Mackie from South Park head on this itty-bitty body? And we were both kind of like, no. Yes, we need McFarlane versions of all of these.
So the sculpt and paint are great. It's got standard articulation, does have some bicep swivel, which is always nice. Arms get down. These things, I know that there's a name, and I've heard this repeatedly a couple of times recently, and I still can't remember what it is. But this, the hang down part,
the hang down part
impedes the legs out to the side a bit, but otherwise he has double jointed knees, so it's standard articulation across the board. Standard McFarlane stand.
I do find the blue neckties hanging down between his legs interesting.
It is a definite necktie shape.
Yeah. Like I could just cut that thing off. I could have used that for my Clark Kent figures.
I think I've said everything I wanted to. Well, no. So I don't even think that I would need to do any customizing to this. I think he looks great as is.
Are you gonna throw any washes on him or anything at all?
I don't think so. I don't think he needs it.
I mean, all those textures stand out pretty well already.
As I always say, I talk about color breakup, and he has quite a bit of that already.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any paint mishaps anywhere on him, so I don't think there's anything I'd have to clean up.
Yeah, nothing obvious.
And, I mean, there's already a black wash in the detail work here. Anything I do would be very minor.
Should put some of the clear nail polish just over the burnt part of his face.
Oh, maybe.
So it looks shiny and gross. That would be awesome. Yeah, that would be fantastic. I think you should do that.
Really, the only thing I would want is a neutral face. But I've had him posed and posed the...
Oh, yeah, it fits perfectly.
The face.
Especially if you got him shooting the fireball.
Yeah.
So he looks like he has slightly different wrists than most McFarlane figures. He's got hands kind of like WWE figures or Mattel figures would have, where...
Oh, you're right.
There's not the ball joint like a normal McFarlane figure. There's just the kind of... Cyborg had hands like this too, where they just has the post and the swivel right into the hand.
Cyborg?
Movie Cyborg.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I was taking him apart recently, and
yeah, he has completely different joints than like any other McFarlane figure. His feet are different.
I wished he had standard hips and knees, because I could have taken those things apart too.
Yeah, but they don't.
I'm saying he's a good figure. If you're a fan of Avatar, I do recommend getting this.
Yeah,
because he is surprisingly great, and I don't think anyone is buying it, so you might be able to find it for cheap.
Yeah, they definitely... I've never seen a shortage of these at Target yet. I don't know if it's just a lack of people knowing about it, or if they just collect the smaller ones because there's more characters and there's Appa, or what. It's a nice figure. I like it.
And I do hope that he continues the line.
Indeed. Maybe one of his next giant announcements of figures will have some more Avatar.
Well, that's been it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed our look at Zuko from Avatar. If you have any comments, please put those below. If you wound up keeping the Star Wars stuff in there, I think that's the comment generation right there. So at the moment, our schedules are not lining up exactly. Not sure when we're coming back with more reviews, but we do have plenty of customizing projects in the work. We will definitely continue those videos. So subscribe if you like any of the stuff that we're doing.
Indeed.
I have been Toast.
I have been Dan.
And that is it for this episode of Void City Reviews. Thanks for watching.
We will see you next time.